Lead and lag measures are a concept that Drs. Kaplan and Norton brought forward in our very first book on the balanced scorecard. It has led to a lot of confusion, and so I'd like to provide just some simple models on how to think about lead versus lag measures. The essence of this story is that depending on the strategic objective, there are selections of lead and lag measures you can use, and it really depends on the decisions that you're trying to make, what to choose. I'll give you an example. For any particular process, let's say on-time arrival at work, there's a bunch of leading indicators, indicators which come from the processes which have already been completed that would imply whether you're going to arrive to work on time or not. Then there's a bunch of lag indicators, indicators which happen after you've arrived on time and relate to the completion of that activity. So if your goal, for example, was to arrive on time at, say, 11 o'clock in the morning, lead indicator examples might be things like, did you get up on time? Because if you didn't get up on time, that might indicate you'll be late on arriving. Maybe getting the kids to school on time might be a better indicator because there's a bunch of other activities that had to happen to get the kids to school, and that's closer to the on-time issue. But, of course, it reduces your reaction time if you're late. And another example might be traffic volume. You could even determine before you leave home what the traffic looks like, and therefore might be able to predict whether you're going to arrive on time or not, and can make decisions accordingly. Lagging measures, they could be things from your organization. Things like, when did you swipe your pass card, or, log into the computer, or maybe even time cards if you fill those in. So the net is there's an abundance of data here, some of which are lead and some of which are lag. Now, the trick comes down to deciding what do you need for any particular activity that you're doing in the organization. So think of it this way. Because everything has a lead and lag, you need to take a look at the strategic objective and determine what you're trying to sort out. So, for example, if I had a strategic objective like increase new product sales, I first might want to link up to a previous concept we talked about, which is what is the accuracy level we need for the decisions. In this case, it's a strategic decision, and maybe we just need only moderate accuracy. Now, aspects of this strategic objective that might be lead are about 50% of our thought. 50% of the reason we're going to use this indicator is to make decisions about predicting future performance. And about 50% are lagging. Based on our ability to introduce new product sales, we are going to try to make decisions about previous steps and what we might do. Let's take another example. Let's say building customer relationships. Again, that's for strategic decisions, and so we probably just need moderate accuracy. But it's basically a lead indicator. We assume that if we're able to build better customer partnerships from our strategy map, we can link to other things like now understand what parts of our product or processes we should innovate, what parts we should focus our operational excellence activities on, and what parts become fulcrum points for our customer intimacy activity. So that objective is a leading indicator that's going to talk about a whole bunch of other things we can do if we've built the right partnerships. So, maybe to some extent I'm going to take a look at some that as a lagging indicator. In other words, the partnership that we have has some implications in terms of the work we've done to develop that partnership, and we may take some effort to take a look at that. Another example might be an objective like drive down costs. Again, that's a strategic perspective, objective type thing, and we need moderate accuracy. But we're not going to use that to predict future performance. What we're going to do is be using that to measure the effectiveness of what we've done to drive down costs. So in this case, we've shown you 3 strategic objectives, each of which are going to have a different lead or lag characteristic for leadership in making their decisions, and therefore is going to inform us about different types of data that we need to choose in supporting those strategic objectives on the strategy map.